Okay, hello, good evening. Hi, Felice. You're the earliest today, right? So, we are going to continue with our revision. Okay. Just curious. Are you having when's your final? Or are you having any finals? Okay. When is your final? Because I need to know when's your final. Oh, next year. Oh, okay. Okay. What? Next year? That means you mean earlier next year? You mean around January or February, something like that. Wow, that's a bit. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That means this year you are in year. Are you in year 9 this year? Further, So what's your intake? When's your intake? Are you a January intake or are you a mid intake? If you're a mid intake, then I can see why lah. Okay, so do let me know when's your finals okay, because I will get you some exercise. You're having your first term for school. Oh, okay. Oh, that means all these things I'm teaching right now, you haven't learned, is it? All these reproduction. Oh, okay, okay. This is year 8, by the way. Okay, because year 9, we okay. I'll see how. Oh, okay, okay. I see. That's weird because this is actually year 8. Okay, I don't know how your school arranged their syllabus lah. Right. So if you need me to repeat a certain thing, okay, do let me know. Right. Anyway, so we look at chapter 6 today. Okay, which is diet, drugs, and disease. This is a very easy chapter. A chapter that sort of go a little bit out of syllabus. Okay, because this is about learning more, out of syllabus stuff basically. Right. So there are three threats to a healthy life. Okay, that means what can threaten a healthy life. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, that means your school makes its own syllabus lah. Right, right. I see, I see. Okay, anyway, so we have three threats to a healthy life. Okay, what can threaten your healthy life? That would be your unhealthy diet. Okay, what you eat or taking drugs, and of course disease. Right, so these three things can, threaten you. It might lower your lifespan. Okay, so anyway, they affect certain aspect of human life. Okay, conception and pregnancy, growth and development, behavior and health. So we are going to look at four categories, how each of these affect each category. So put it this way lah, this chapter just read it for fun. Okay, just read it for fun. Because it's not, a very crucial, a very technical chapter. Okay, so anyway, I'll just quickly go through this lah. So of course you have diet. Okay, diet. How does diet affect each phase of your life? Okay, so of course, number one, conception and pregnancy. Okay, when your mom is pregnant with you, I'm sure she watches her diet. Okay, and when it comes to what is a health diet, by the way, diet is what you eat. If you eat in a very healthy way, we call it a balanced diet. Okay, we call it a balanced diet. So a balanced diet, they make a healthy person. So this one you know lah. So when a male is healthy, large number of sperm cells can be produced. When a female is healthy, she would have regular menstrual cycle. All right. So for girls, it's very easy to see. If your menstrual cycle, okay, I mean not your age lah. I'm sure at your age right now, your menstrual cycle is not very uniform yet. But as you reach around 20 something, your menstrual cycle should be stable. Okay, should be just like textbook, 28 days once and roughly there. Okay, so it's a very big indicator, right? So if you have very regular menstrual cycle, okay, even if right now that means your body is healthy, but when the thing starts to run, okay, maybe 3 months down the road, your menstrual cycle starts to go a bit off. Okay, that means you could be unhealthy. It could be due to stress. Okay, healthy is not just about your physical health. It's also about your mental health. So if you're very stressed out because of exam, because of fighting with your friends, fighting with parents, fighting with boyfriend, girlfriend, so that thing can cause some stress, and your menstrual cycle can go off too, right? So same goes to males lah, but male is harder to see. Okay, but generally, if males are healthy, females are healthy, your reproduction system will be healthy, and this will give the best chance for a couple to conceive a child. All right. So usually if you cannot have children, okay, you cannot have a child, if you go to the doctor, they will first ask you, are you living a healthy life? Okay. They will ask both of you, okay, you and your husband, are you living a healthy life? Okay, are you eating healthily? Things like that. Right. So in impoverished place, okay, like Africa, poverty prevents people from having a balanced diet, so they reduce conception. So if you are living in a poor country, it's actually harder for you to have babies because you can't even support yourself. You can't even make yourself healthy. How can you, make your baby healthy? Right. Anyway, so growth and development, if there's not enough food or if there's a famine, okay, the growth and development of young people is severely affected. Body will be smaller, less well developed. So it will cause something called marasmus. Okay, please focus on this. Okay, what is marasmus? Marasmus is when you see someone who is really skinny, as in they're just skins and bones. This is marasmus. Okay, if you say, sir, I've not seen this in real life, neither have I, because, well, consider this. Malaysia, we live in a very good country. Yeah, sure, there are, bad things happening here and there, but generally we live a very good life compared to, there are much worse, okay, like in Africa and such that. All right, so energy stores in the body are used up, causing disappearance of body fat and muscle wasting. So they are so skinny, they have no food, they are losing all the muscles, they are losing all the body fat. So they're just left with skin and bone. Right, so that's another thing we call kwashiorkor. Okay, focus on these two. These two, they are what we call African disease. Okay, when you live in extreme poverty, as in you are so poor, you cannot even afford rice. That's extreme poverty. So kwashiorkor is a little bit different. Kwashiorkor, they are slightly better. They have food to eat, but now they have this big tummy. Okay, not because they are fat. Kwashiorkor happens because they do eat. Okay, marasmus is when you have no food. Kwashiorkor is when you have food, but you do not have enough protein. You have not enough protein. That means you have no money for eggs, no money for chicken, any meat. You're just eating rice every day. So you will get kwashiorkor. So it's for it's children who lack protein in their diet. Okay, so they don't get enough protein. So they have poor development of muscles and they have the swelling of the stomach. Okay, so it's a bit different. Kwashiorkor is better than marasmus, you can say, but it is not good, right? Both are bad, but kwashiorkor is less bad. Okay, so on the other hand, diet with too much calories, excessive amount of energy cause obesity. Okay, in fact, Malaysia, we have this another problem called obesity. Okay, you don't see marasmus and you don't see kwashiorkor, but rather you see um obesity. Okay, let me find a picture and let you see there. Okay, can you see? Okay, this is the obesity chart of the world. Okay, so according to this chart, you can see. Oh, by the way, they. Okay, can you see this part here? Sorry. Oh, I cannot zoom in lah. Okay, so can you see at the right side there? Okay, the right side there, it says there green being normal, and then orange being overweight. So if you see the world, if you see Western countries, like in the Europe, like in the US, okay, they are all mostly obese. And if you look at Asia, it's very funny. Asia is mostly green. Okay. Besides, can you see Malaysia there? Malaysia is the only Asian country that is orange. Okay, I can't zoom in here lah, but you see it for yourself lah. So if you look at above us, Thailand is green. Okay, you look at China is green, Vietnam, Thailand, everyone is green. I hope your geography is good enough. Okay, Japan, South Korea is green. Okay, Philippines are green. Indonesia, even Singapore is green. So we are the only Asian country that's orange. Okay, so our problem. Okay, oh, you're bad at geo. Okay, so you know where Malaysia is, right? Okay, so at the right hand lower side, the only okay, we don't look at Australia. Okay, we don't look at Australia. Malaysia is the among that sea of green. There's only one one orange there. So our problem is, yes, the light orange one, okay? So our problem is we don't have a problem of being too little food. We have the problem of too much food. Okay, so you see fat people around Malaysia more than skinny people. So that's the problem, you see. So you might say, sir, which one is bad? Is marasmus kwashiorkor bad or is obesity bad? They are equally bad. Okay, they are equally bad. That's why the too little or too much of something is bad for you. You should strive being in the middle. Okay, I hope you are in the middle. So for girls, right, depends on your height lah. Depends on the height. You take your height in cm minus 100. That's how much your weight should be. I mean, it's a very good guideline lah. That means if you are 100 and let's say you are 155 cm minus 100, you are 55. So 55 kg should be around your healthy weight ish lah. Okay, I hope you're around there. Okay. Anyway, so of course on the other hand, this is obesity lah. Obesity, which is they will cause diabetes, they will cause heart disease, among many other disease. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so of course behavior, people who lack food feel tired, little energy to move around. Okay, obesity have low self-confidence. Okay, not to mention you get bullied. Okay, here's the thing lah. We are living in this Asian community. People kind of bully others with obesity. You will kind of be the pushover in school. Okay, that's just the nature. So hyperactivity in children is caused by consuming certain additives. Okay, it's hyperactivity, right? Okay, children who cannot sit quietly, they will just jump around. Those are hyperactive lah. So hyperactive children, most likely they are. It's mostly due to sugar. It's mostly due to sugar. So this is why before the age of 7, okay, before the age of 7, you should not drink soft drinks. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but you should not, because this is how you get hyperactive. Okay, but most people they don't care lah. They will just they'll just give kids soft drinks. Okay, you shouldn't do that. Right. Anyway, so let's look at the next one, drugs. So we have a few types of drugs. Okay, we have medicinal drugs, we have non-medicinal drugs, and we have performance enhancing drugs. Okay, here's the thing. Drug is the same as medicine. Okay, do you know that? Do you know that? If you go to US, right? If you go to America, right? They don't call it medicine. They call it drugs. Okay, so in Malaysia, right? If you want to get any medicine, you have to go to a pharmacy. Right? You have to go to a pharmacy. But in the US, they don't call it pharmacy. They call it a drugstore. Okay, they call it a drugstore. So that's the reason why. So of course, you have many types of drugs. Okay, I would say most drugs, they are medicinal unless you use it for non-medicinal purpose. It's very hard for us to draw a line. Okay, I'll talk about this later. So medicinal drugs are used to treat diseases and to ease pain. Okay, like your Panadol. Non-medicinal drugs change the way the brain works. These drugs are illegal in many countries. I mean, without a doctor's prescription, then it is illegal. You know what's a doctor's prescription? If you take it without doctor's permission, then yes, that is illegal. All right. And of course, performance enhancing drug. This is not like other drugs. Okay, they are used by athletes to perform better, to cheat. Okay, to cheat. You see, if you go compete in Olympics, you want to run faster, you want to perform better. So what do? You use performance enhancing drug. This is why they have to test you for drug. All athletes are tested for drugs, right? So that they can, hopefully catch anyone who's trying to cheat. So anyway, and then we have conception and pregnancy. Okay, let's look at what happens here. Drinking alcohol and smoking reduce sperm count. It can also affect the ovaries. Okay, so if you are not pregnant, alcohol can make a male, a guy, not as healthy. It also affects the girl. So during pregnancy, drugs slows down the growth of fetus and might cause physical and mental disability. So please do not take drugs when you're pregnant. Well, obviously, so consuming alcohol. Okay, please pay attention to this. If you drink alcohol when someone is pregnant, okay, when you're pregnant, if you drink alcohol, you could get this thing called fetal alcohol syndrome. So what is this? Okay, it's basically your child being poisoned by alcohol. Okay, it's called fetal alcohol syndrome. Okay, so usually they are born with, very funny features, and usually they will have learning disabilities. Okay, so not even a bit of alcohol is, allowed for pregnancy. You should consume zero alcohol for pregnancy. Okay, so then you see that there's a facial feature one, okay, for fetal alcohol syndrome. Right? Anyway, so for behavior, so effects of alcohol, it slows down your nerve impulse, it relaxes you, so the person reacts more slowly. That's why they cause road accidents. Behavioral change, becoming reckless and aggressive, you will fight someone. Okay, difficult to think and speak clearly, loss of body balance because your whole brain is slowed down. Okay, it's like you step on the brakes for your brain, so your brain just kind of chill. Right? So reason of non-medicinal use. Okay, non-medicinal drug use. Okay, why people use drugs for fun? Number one is to seek pleasure, okay, or just for curiosity. Okay, like, how does it taste like? How does it feel like? And of course, peer pressure. You see, uh, this is especially important for teenagers because teenagers, okay, you guys are impressionable. Okay, you guys are scared to miss out, right? If your gang suddenly they don't want to talk to you, you try your very best to try to please them. Okay, this is normal. Okay, it's a phase. Okay, happens to me too. So because so if your friends start smoking, okay, hopefully not. Maybe you try to want to start smoking too, so that you can try to mix in. So that is what we call peer pressure. And of course, depression, loneliness, unable to cope with life. Okay, it's mostly due to you being sad. So that's why you resort to drugs so that you can feel happier. Long-term use may result in memory loss, hallucination, mental illness, and addiction. Okay, this is the biggest problem, which is addiction, right? It goes even for cigarette. Okay, you try to, if your dad smoke or whoever smokes, you try and ask them to quit. Most likely they won't because the addiction is really strong, right? So anyway, health, long-term alcohol use, liver may become inflamed and develop what we call cirrhosis. This is very important. What is cirrhosis? Cirrhosis is the hardening of your liver, right? If you drink so much alcohol for years, okay, here's the thing, you don't get cirrhosis in like 1 year, it's years of drinking alcohol, shit tons of alcohol. Let's say you drink for 5 years, maybe you'll get cirrhosis. Okay, it's a really serious disease, okay, because your liver is going to fail, right? So this reduces the liver's ability to deal with poison, okay, or to deal with, I would say poison, to deal with toxins. Okay, you know what are toxins, right? How to try to make someone quit smoking? Felice, that's a very good question. Okay, are you asking on behalf of someone? Because I did try to get my dad to quit, but before he can do so, he died because of stroke. Right? So here's the thing lah. Here's the thing lah. If they really want to quit, if they really have the willpower, they will do so. Okay, they will do so. I hate to say this. Okay, this is very controversial, but I hate to say this, but I would say that most smokers, they are very selfish. Okay, they couldn't think well of others. Okay, if you really care about someone, if you really, you know, if you really care about someone, you wouldn't want that person to worry about you, so you wouldn't smoke, right? Would you smoke so that to make your mom worry about you, right? So here's the thing. You see, I have heard cases where, the a guy smokes, okay, but when he get married, he smokes too. But when the baby comes out, he stops smoking once and for all, for the sake of the baby. Okay, I know it's hard. Okay, I know it's hard. Sometimes I don't know lah. Our previous generations okay, because I believe you are almost the same generation. So the previous generation, it is almost useless to try to convince them to do something, isn't it? They will believe what they want to believe in. Let's say your mom doesn't want you to go out or things like that. She will use all kinds of excuses and all kinds of reasons. Okay, they say outside is dangerous lah, this lah, that lah. She just doesn't want you to go out. Okay, no matter how you reason with her, ma, I'm just going to a bookshop or whatever. I'm going to hang out with my friend to do homework or whatever. She say no. I don't believe in you because it's very dangerous outside there. So-called lah, okay, whatever excuse you want to give, it's no convincing one. Trust me, I know. Right? So to answer your question, how do you stop someone from smoking? You can't. Okay, you can't. It depends on them whether they want to really put down the cigarette. Okay, there's something that can help. Okay, there's something called, okay. By the way, why does someone, it's very hard for them to quit smoking? Because inside your cigarette has something called nicotine. Do you know what is nicotine? Nicotine is this thing that causes addiction. Are there? Okay, I was going to talk about this. Okay, so you see, people addicted to drugs may attend rehabilitation center. Okay, yes. So smokers, they can eat nicotine gum so that they still receive some nicotine to reduce withdrawal symptom. Okay, so what is withdrawal symptom? Okay, when you rely on something so much, if I ask you not to do it one day, you will feel like shit. Okay, case in point, we all have social media withdrawal symptom. Do you? Do you? Let's say you are very addicted to, say, TikTok or Instagram. Okay, you have to check Instagram like 10 times per day. So if I ask you to stop, if I ask you to uninstall Instagram, oh my God, that's like hell. Okay, for the first few days, your hand is very itchy. Oh my God, you cannot stand it. You have to touch your phone and you have to download back Instagram because you feel like missing out. That's withdrawal symptom. Okay, I see we all have it. Name your poison. Okay, for me is Reddit and Instagram. So what's yours? Right? We all go through this. So that's withdrawal symptom. It goes for everything. It even goes for coffee. Right? So if you are very addicted to coffee like I was, okay, I used to drink like 5 cups per day. So if I were to stop one day, wow, goodness me, I feel like dying. Okay, 5 cups per day, imagine that. Okay, or else I wouldn't function. I cannot function. So now I gave it up already lah. So it's very hard. It's the withdrawal symptom is real. So same thing. If you ask some smokers to stop smoking, they don't feel good because it's like you suddenly take away this thing away from them. They cannot stand this thing. So what do? There is something called a nicotine gum. Okay, what is this, by the way? So this thing is like a replacement nicotine. So you chew this thing, it will give you that nicotine you need so that you don't feel so needy of that cigarette anymore. So doctor, maybe they will ask you to eat 4 pills per day, 4 gums per day, and then they will ask you to slowly reduce, maybe 3, then 2, then 1. It's like coming off a stairs rather than doing a doing a jump. Okay, like suicide, like, I'm not gonna smoke anymore. You jump down and it's really hard. It's really hard to do so. So you chew this thing lah. It's called nicotine gum. All right. So here's the thing lah. If you have the willpower, this thing will work. Okay. If you say, sir, will this thing work? Yes and no. If you have the willpower, if you really want to stop, this will work. If you don't want to stop, you will always rebound. You will always, relapse and go back to smoking. Okay, I've seen cases like that. Okay, so anyway, this is your smoking lah. Fun fact, when we talk about drugs, right? Okay, we talk about drugs, right? What is the drug that killed the most people every year around the world? It is alcohol. Okay, alcohol. Alcohol killed more people than other drugs combined. Okay, you combine other drugs, the deaths of other drugs is not as high as alcohol. Alcohol is the devil. Okay, so why is alcohol not banned? I don't know. You see, we live in a very weird standard. Okay, like some drugs they are banned because they can cause harm, but alcohol can cause harm too. So why are we not banning alcohol? Hard to tell. Okay, you see, this is, we live in a very funny world, isn't it? Right. Anyway, let's look at disease. Okay, disease. So of course we have a few types of disease. Okay, pay more attention to STD. We call it sexually transmitted disease. Okay, what is this? So you already know lah. Okay, it's a disease transmitted by having unprotected sex. Okay, that means you have sex without condom. Okay, so here's the thing, if the other person doesn't have this disease, okay, and you have sex with this person, and even if you don't use protection, you don't use condom, you won't get the disease because he or she doesn't have it, so you won't get it. You only get this when the person has the disease. Okay, but you will never know, right? So it is still, okay, practice safe sex, right? So what are some examples? Okay, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. Okay, these diseases are as they don't sound, they are not as bad as they sound, right? It might sound like some funny disease. Yes, they are. These diseases, by the way, they used to be very deadly. Okay, used to be very serious. Used to be very serious. Last time, you get chlamydia, you get gonorrhea, you get syphilis, you are dead. It's like a death sentence. Nowadays, thankfully, okay, thankfully, we invented antibiotics. Okay, so with antibiotics, these diseases are they're like nothing. You just have antibiotics for a few days, these things are gone. You see how amazing technology is. Last time that when there was no antibiotics, you get these, you are done. Okay, you are done, you are dead. Right? But now you just have to very shamefully go to the doctor. Doctor, I'm having this itchy thing down there. So your doctor will say, maybe, oh, you got syphilis, okay? So they will give you some antibiotics. You go home and take it. 2 more weeks later, you come back for checkup. And then the doctor will say, oh, okay, it's done, it's cured. So you're off the hook. Right? So praise technology lah. Okay. Anyway, so next we have this thing called malaria. Okay, malaria. What is malaria? Right, this malaria is a lot like dengue fever. You know it's dengue fever, right? Have you gotten dengue fever before? Okay, not a fun disease to have. Right, so malaria is just almost like something like dengue fever, but this is more serious. All right, it is also caused by a mosquito bite. Okay, but different mosquito lah. Dengue is caused by Aedes mosquito. Okay, the black and white mosquito. But this malaria, they are caused by this thing called Anopheles mosquitoes. All right, quite a serious disease because there's higher chance of you dying of malaria. All right, this is the second most deadly disease in Africa. Second most deadly. Okay, so what's the first? The first is AIDS. Okay, the first is AIDS. All right, so do you know what AIDS is? Have you heard of what is AIDS? Okay, this is the longest and most deadly infectious disease that we still have no idea how to cure. You know HIV? Have you heard of what is HIV? So HIV will cause AIDS. Okay. So, okay, first of all, what is HIV? HIV is a type of virus. Okay. First of all, HIV is not a disease. You don't say, oh, I have HIV. Okay. You say you are HIV positive. Okay. It's just like COVID. Okay. So, HIV is the virus. We call it human immunodeficiency virus. Okay. What a long name. So, this virus, they are so sneaky. Okay. They are so sneaky. What do? They hide inside your white blood cell. Okay, so your white blood cell cannot kill them, so they hide inside. They are like a little spy. So they will slowly kill off your white blood cell. Okay, they will slowly kill off your white blood cell, so you are more likely to get other diseases. Okay, they weaken your defense so that other enemies can attack you. Okay, so they're like a spy, right? So here's the thing, HIV, they are very slow acting. That means if you have okay, this is also a sex disease. Okay, you get it from unprotected sex. Right, so if let's say today you got HIV, you don't feel anything. Okay, you don't feel anything. They will slowly kill off your white blood cell, and that thing takes like 10 years. And if 10 years later, all your white blood cells are killed, obviously all most of our white blood cells are killed, you are so weak, then you have AIDS. Okay, then you have AIDS. AIDS is when you are so weak, other diseases can kill you. That's AIDS. But if you got HIV and you found out earlier and you take drugs to stop HIV, you still have it, you still have HIV, but the thing is the thing won't develop into AIDS. You have HIV, but you don't have AIDS. Okay, I hope this is not confusing. Okay, AIDS is when you are too weak. Okay, if you have HIV, you stop it early, you won't get AIDS. Which is a good thing. Okay, which is a good thing. Again, this thing, HIV and AIDS, okay, until now we have no ways to cure it. Okay, you get HIV. Oh no, there's no cure. Currently, there's no cure, but close to it. You see, if you have HIV, right? If you have HIV, right? It used to be a death sentence. Okay, you get HIV, there's no cure for it. You wait for your time to come and then you die. But nowadays, you see how amazing technology is. as long as you keep taking something called antiviral retrotherapy, okay, what is it called again? This antiretroviral therapy. Okay, we call it HAART. Okay, so wow, what a long name. What is this? This is a drug that stops your HIV in your system. As long as you keep taking this thing, you will live a normal life. Okay, you will lead a normal life. To a point, this thing is so good. As long as you keep taking it, you won't pass it to others. You see, praise technology, because this thing, it's closed. Okay, even though it's not cured, you still have HIV in your body. But hey, it's as long as you keep taking it, you are almost as good as cured. Okay, compared to 30 years ago, you are for sure dead. Now you just live a normal life. Getting HIV nowadays, it's like having diabetes. You know diabetes, right? It's like having high blood pressure. As long as you keep taking the medicine, you will be fine. Okay, so same thing. So this is how amazing medicine is. Medicine has come a long way. All right. So to put it to prove it to you, to tell something to really let you know this, okay. How long did we take to get a COVID vaccine? Around 1 year, right? You see, COVID came out at 2020, and then the vaccine came out in 2021. Right? In 1 year, we got vaccine. Do you know how long vaccine used to take? Vaccine used to take 10 years. Used to. All right? If you go back to 100 years ago, there wasn't even vaccine. There's no such thing. But 50 years ago, we made vaccine. Okay, we made the first vaccine. We call it smallpox vaccine. The thing took 10 years to make. But now, COVID took 1 year. You see how amazing technology is? Okay, so praise the Lord. That's why we live a long life now, right? Hey, last time, 200 years back, any funny disease can kill you. You'll be dead in snap of finger. Okay, this is why last time people they give birth to like 10 children, because only 2 will make it to adult. The other 8 will die. Okay, so do we do this? No. Okay, does your mom say, I'm gonna give birth to 10 children in case 8 of them die? What? You see? No. So you see, we live a very good life now. So how many siblings do you have? I'm sure it's like below 5. Okay. I mean, if you have more than 5 siblings, what is 3? You see? You see? Hey, last time people give birth to like 10 to 20, Absolutely crazy, man. So now you see 3 is enough. 3 is enough. Okay. You don't tell your neighbor and say, I'm giving I have 3 children, but I'm scared they will die before they're adults. Wait, what? No, it doesn't happen, right? So anyway, then there's another disease we call tuberculosis. Okay, so what is this? This is a more serious version of COVID. Okay, COVID is not deadly. Tuberculosis is. All right. Have you gotten COVID before? Have you gotten COVID before? Okay, many people has gotten COVID. Oh no, okay, I've gotten it. Okay, I was like sick for what 2 days, 2 days, okay, then I'm fine. Okay, tuberculosis is much deadlier. This thing is 10% of death rate, 10%. That's pretty high. COVID is like 0.01. So this is like 1,000 times more deadly. So it's a disease caused by bacteria. It infects the lungs, spread by droplets produced by coughing, sneezing, and spitting. Right, you see, can you cure tuberculosis? Yes, you can, but it's a very long effort. You need 3 types of antibiotics. Yes, you heard it right. 3 types of antibiotic. You have to take it for half a year. Okay, so if you got tuberculosis, this is a major pain in the ass to get. Okay, much deadlier than COVID. That's why I say. All right. So in short, we just call it TB. Okay, TB. Here's the fun fact, You are already vaccinated. Don't worry. Do you have this? Do you have this thing? Wait, what was it? Do you have this mark? Sorry, I forgot which arm was it. There. This thing. Do you have this mark here? This is your TB vaccine. You were already vaccinated since you're a baby. So very high chance you won't get this thing. How do I remember so much? I don't know. I'm a biology geek. Okay, whenever I'm not teaching, I will go YouTube and watch all these things. Okay, and plus, last time I used to take A levels lah. Okay, A levels we study this in details. Okay, oh, the more you know, huh? Okay, I know a lot of things. Okay, my YouTube is full of all these things. Okay, anyway, so your TB, you are already vaccinated, so there's no, this thing is called a BCG, by the way. Okay, your BCG vaccine. Right, so not this thing, a BCG vaccine. That you see, it's a very long name. Bacillus Calmette-Guerin vaccine. Okay, it is a vaccine primarily used against tuberculosis. Okay, so if you don't take this, right, if your mom doesn't let you take this, it's against the law. Okay, the government force you to take this because you have to. Why wouldn't you protect your baby, right? So people who don't take their vaccines, I really don't understand. Are they stupid or what? Right? Anyway, so that's your BCG. So anyway, let's look at the next one. We have conception and pregnancy. So STD, they will call something called pelvic inflammatory disease, call it PID. This is not very important. So the fallopian tubes become inflamed and cause infertility. So they will damage you. You cannot have baby, right? So it also damage your sperm production. So males cannot have babies too, right? So at least you can be that smart too. You just need to study more, okay? Because I do, okay, I do. I was just like you, and then the more you study, the better you get. Okay, you will get that. Okay, you will get that. So anyway, what is rubella? What is rubella? This is what we call German measles. Used to be very deadly too. You are also vaccinated. Okay, we call it an MMR vaccine. Okay, there. This vaccine has three things. It protects against measles. Do you know what is measles? Used to be very deadly. Measles, and then mumps, and then rubella. Okay, if you start scratching your head, sir, what are all these diseases? That means you are lucky because all these diseases, they don't exist anymore. What are measles? Okay, very good question. This thing is very deadly. Used to be very deadly. Okay. Oh, this is a lot like chicken pox. A lot like chicken pox, but they are much deadlier, as you can see. Okay, very high chance of dying if you don't vaccinate yourself. See, nowadays you don't say, oh, my kids got measles. You are like, what? Why would you have measles? All right. So if you according to the baby vaccination schedule, okay, so this is your schedule. You were already protected. Can you see all these vaccines you have taken? Okay, even Malaysia, they use this thing. This is our national immunization schedule. If your mom doesn't let you take all these, it's against the law, right? So you see the first one, BCG. Then the second one, hepatitis B. Then the third one, diphtheria, tetanus, polio, pertussis. You might say, sir, what are all these things? And then the fourth one, measles. Fifth one, mumps and rubella, MMR. And then fifth one, MR. This next one, have you heard of tetanus? Tetanus, TETANUS. That is, you get this, do you understand Mandarin? We call it 破伤风. Okay, 破伤风. Okay, you get it from cutting yourself from anything rusty. 破伤风. So that is tetanus. Very deadly. If you don't get tetanus shot, if you don't get your tetanus vaccine, you get cut, you will die. See, you don't get this anymore, right? And then of course you have you see, can you see HPV? The last fourth one. Okay, the last fourth one. Can you see HPV? You should take it at 13 years old. You are 15 this year, right? Have you taken this before? I'm sure your school, I don't know, because of the COVID, maybe you haven't. Or not yet, Are they planning to give it to you? So that's your HPV. And then that's your HPV. And then you look at 15 years old, there's another tetanus booster. Have you taken any vaccine in school this year besides the COVID one? That's another vaccine one. We call it a tetanus, and it's called a booster. Can you see so many booster here? Booster means you have to take the vaccine to make you to have more protection. And then there's the pneumococcal, okay, JE, Japanese encephalitis. You might say, you look at this list, have you heard of any disease? No, right? No, right? If you haven't heard of any of this disease, that means vaccine works. Vaccine works. Hey, let me tell you this, 100 years ago, when there was no vaccine, any one of this can kill you. Any one. No. JE is not It's not just from Japan, because last time this thing used to infect pigs. We call it 日本脑膜炎. Okay, it's like COVID. We call it 武汉肺炎 because it comes from Wuhan, right? So this comes from Japan lah. So it's from if you eat infected pork, as in 猪肉 then you will get this JE. So only very common in Sabah and Sarawak. So in Semenanjung, right, in Peninsula Malaysia, we don't really take this thing, okay, because there's no need to. Right, you see, you are very well protected. Okay, so you don't just die because of measles. Right? If your neighbor tells you, oh, my kid has measles, you must be there thinking, why is she not vaccinating her child? You see, you know what are the anti-vaxxers? You know what are the anti-vaxxers? Have you heard of these people? Anti-vaxxers, okay, they don't believe in vaccine. Okay, they think vaccine is a lie. Okay, they will die not get vaccine. Even their children won't get vaccine. Okay, it's a thing in the US. Okay, in the US, they think vaccine is to earn our money, is to cheat our money, so they don't want to get it. Okay, I mean, do what you want lah, but you're being really stupid if you don't. Right, anyway, where was I? Okay, yeah, so here, so your rubella is called German measles, okay, but we don't get this anymore. But a mother may pass HIV to the fetus. Currently, there's no vaccine for HIV. Okay, but there's no need to lah. HIV is close to cured already, which is a good thing. Right? So diseases can slow down or stop growth. Okay, HIV can be passed on to a baby during breastfeeding. Okay, so STD may damage your reproductive organ. Okay, chlamydia may cause blindness. Syphilis can cause skin rashes. This is the serious one, which is malaria. Malaria can damage your liver, damage your red blood cell. Okay, can cause death, organ failure. AIDS will cause something called opportunistic infection. Like I said, AIDS, they will make your body so weak, you will get other diseases. Other diseases, they have opportunity to come infect you. So we call it opportunistic infection, okay, because you're too weak, right? And then tuberculosis, they cause development of your lung scar tissue, just like your COVID lah. Okay, so anyway, let me just tell you this lah. Currently, I would say lah, okay, or in the future, the hardest disease to fight is not any of these diseases. The hardest disease to fight are mental diseases. Okay, for example, depression, for example, anxiety, because currently these diseases, we have no ways to cure them. Okay, sure, we have medicine to make you relax and things like that, but currently depression has no, it's very hard to cure depression. Okay, this is why suicide is very high lah. Okay, the suicide got medicine they do, okay, they will give you some medicine to help you sleep, but to really cure depression, it depends on you. Okay, you have to go for psychotherapy, you have to go for psychiatric, okay, go for therapy, go for, it's a very long way to recover. So here's the thing, depression is every 10 person in Malaysia, one has depression. That means 10%. That's a lot of Malaysian, That means we have 30 million Malaysian nowadays. Okay, today we have 30 million. So that means 10% means 3 million. That means 3 million people have depression. That is a more serious problem. Okay, I wouldn't worry about AIDS. Okay, I wouldn't worry about HIV. I worry about depression. Okay, that is more serious. Okay, so anyway, so how do we fight disease? Okay, there are two ways to do it. Either by prevention, by getting immunization, this is a vaccine, and of course by cure, by antibiotics. But currently, COVID, there's no cure. Okay, you cannot cure, there's no cure for COVID, you recover it by yourself. Okay, but we can prevent it by having vaccines. Okay, so immunization is the use of vaccination to help human body to achieve immunity against certain diseases. So which is better? Of course, prevention is better, right? That's why the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Okay, so we will always aim for, prevention first. So what is a vaccine actually? Do you know what's in a vaccine? Okay, so vaccine inside, it has actually weakened or dead microorganism that cause a disease. Okay, that means if I give you COVID vaccine, inside is dead COVID virus. Okay, I give you dead virus to your body so that your body can recognize who this is. So when the real thing comes, you are not scared of it anymore. So this is like a practice for your immune system. Okay, you see, this is a very smart thing. So when given to humans, it stimulates the body white blood cell to produce antibody. What is antibody? This is called 抗体, the thing you use to fight virus. So you see, this is a very smart design. So antibiotics are medicines grown using bacteria or fungi. It is used to kill other microorganisms while not harming body cells. Okay, so antibiotics, you take it when you are sick, when you have infections, right? So that's antibiotics. Right, so like I said, this chapter is more like a general knowledge chapter. Okay, it's good to know, it's fun to know, it's important to know, so that you don't simply go and get vaccines or not get vaccines or simply get antibiotics. Okay, here's the thing. Antibiotics, they can only kill bacteria and fungi. Antibiotics cannot kill virus. Okay, COVID is caused by virus. If you have COVID, there's no need for you to get antibiotics. It's a waste of time. Okay. Same goes to your flu. You know, every time you get sick, right? You 感冒, you get sick, you get fever, sore throat, and things like that. There's no need for antibiotics. You're just wasting your time. Okay. You can recover by yourself. All you need is Panadol. All you need is Panadol. You take antibiotics, that is no point. Okay, you are killing your good bacteria, which is not a good thing. So next time you get sick, go and ask the doctor, do I really need antibiotics? Chances are you don't. Okay, you get dengue or anything, you don't need antibiotics, okay, because they are all caused by virus. You're just wasting your time. Okay, anyway, Panadol don't kill the good cells. Panadol is not to kill the cell. Panadol is to make you feel better. You see, when you take Panadol is, we call Panadol a painkiller, 止痛药. This thing is to stop you feeling pain, is to stop you having fever. No, you won't fight things. Panadol is to make you feel better. Who fights the thing in your body, your white blood cell will do. So you just need to give them time. Okay, you need to give them time. It's not like you get sick, right? You tell your white blood cell, hey bro, can you guys do faster? The white blood cell will just look at you and say, you're trying lah, can wait lah, can wait lah. You cook Maggi also need to wait lah. You let us kill bacteria, you also need to wait ma. So give some time. Your white blood cell, they will kill it for you. You need to give them time. Okay, so you see, I'm sure you have flu or anything. After 3-4 days, you're fine. Okay, just like COVID. Okay, you'll be fine. Okay, I'm sure you have friends who gotten COVID, right? Okay, maybe they are at home for like 1 week. Okay, no lah, they won't get sick 1 week. They get sick only 3 days. Okay, the rest of it, they're just chilling at home. Okay, go ask them. Because my COVID, I only got sick for 2 days. What? Okay, then others, after 2 days, I'm fine. Your friends are mostly like that one. They just want to chill at home and be lazy. Okay, so you see, our body is amazing. So there's no need for you to do anything when you're sick. Just drink your water, take your Panadol, sleep. That's all you need. Okay, eat healthy foods lah. Eat some vitamins and feel like dying. But only for 2-3 days, right? Only for 2-3 days, right? You know what feels like dying? Dengue. You get dengue, you know. Dengue is much worse. Because I gotten dengue before, much worse. Okay, dengue is for 1 week. I was in the hospital for close to 2 weeks. Okay, not to mention they will just keep giving you Panadol. Okay, you keep having fever. Dengue or malaria more serious. I haven't gotten malaria before so very hard to compare. Okay, but according to death rate, who killed the most? I would say malaria is more dangerous. Okay, but dengue is not too bad too. Okay, dengue is also very deadly. Okay, not to mention dengue, because okay, what happens during dengue? Your platelets will drop to the bottom. You know what is platelet? Your 血小板. Okay, your platelet will drop to the bottom. So they have to do blood tests like 2-3 times every day. Every day. So they have to draw your blood 2-3 times per day. So you have to be poked by needles 2-3 times per day. Very pain. You say leh, 2-3 days the needle is this long eh. They have to poke you 3 times per day. Okay, so like I said, dengue is much worse. Okay, COVID is like nothing. COVID is like 小弟. Dengue is the 大哥. You get dengue, you understand. Absolute hell, I tell you. Okay, anyway, so obesity is caused by eating a diet which is too rich in two nutrients. What are the two nutrients? This is actually in your year 8, chapter 3, the nutrition chapter. So when you eat too much carbohydrates, or when you eat too much fats, that's how you get obese. All right. So what has a lot of carbohydrates and fats? You know what is carbohydrate, right? Like rice, noodle, bread, and you know what are fats, right? Butter, oil, things like that. So if you pay attention to Malaysia food, have you noticed this? Malaysia food has very little protein. Okay, because the three main nutrients are protein, carbohydrate, and fats. Malaysia food has very little protein. It has shit tons of carbohydrate and fats, right? For example, you know, char kway teow, chao guo tiao, chao guo tiao, right? There's no meat. Okay lah, got siham lah. Okay, a little bit eggs lah. That's all. The rest is just oil and carbohydrate. The kway teow is carbohydrate, and then the oil they use is all fats. Nasi lemak also same thing. You see, nasi lemak, the rice carbohydrate and fats cause got yejiang. Okay, sambal fats, the 炸花生 and 江鱼仔 also fats. So how can Malaysia not get fat? Hey, you go bubble tea also same one. Bubble tea is all sugar and it's all milk. So carbohydrate and fat, same thing. So how can Malaysia not get fat? So these two things. So eat more protein, okay? Eat more protein. So B, name 3 food which eaten in excess could lead to obesity. Okay, any examples lah? Okay, name this yourself lah. Bubble tea, nasi lemak. Okay, right? So how does obesity affect a person in daily activity? So it can lower self-esteem. Okay, you feel very sad when you're fat, right? You don't feel, you look in the mirror, okay, you don't like yourself because you think you look ugly. So it lowers your self-esteem, your 自尊心. Okay, so how does it, what else? You can even say joint pain. Hey, do you know this? For really fat people, they get knee pain. 膝盖痛 because you see, you when you are so heavy, you put so much stress on your knee. Of course, it's painful, right? Imagine this lah. I want you to carry a bag which is 50 kilo. I want you to walk upstairs. Will your knees feel painful? Of course, right? So that's why fat people, they have joint pains too. So it's not cool to be fat. Not cool. Okay, losing weight makes you happier. You have all the reasons to lose weight, right? So anyway, these state 2 ways an obese person can do to regain healthy weight. How do you become healthy? How do you become healthy? How do you not become obese? There's only 2 ways. Number 1, balanced diet. Okay, what else? Number 2, this method is free, which is exercise. Okay, exercise is free. What? You wear your shoes, you go out and walk. You try and walk 2 hours every day. How can you be obese? So I mean, it's very easy to lose weight. You just need willpower. Okay, so just exercise and control your diet. Unless you have some disease lah, then different story lah. Okay, so next, define what drugs are. Okay, drugs are, they could be medicine. Okay, we can say substances. This is not in the notes, but it's good to know. Substances that changes our body's function. Okay, it changes our body, makes us feel less pain, like painkiller. Okay, makes us happier, like by the way, coffee is also a drug. Okay, coffee is a drug because it changes your body's function. What? It makes you more alert. So technically speaking, coffee is a drug. It's a legal drug. Okay? It's not illegal. Right, so next, developing baby can be affected by 3 types of drugs. State the effects of the drug on the baby. So non-medicinal drug, you can say it will stunt brain growth or brain development. Okay, for alcohol, easy lah, you get fetal alcohol syndrome. Okay, tobacco, tobacco is cigarette. You can also write the same thing, stunt brain development. Okay, or you can say miscarriage. Okay, what is miscarriage? That means 流产 the baby die in the womb. Miscarriage lah. Okay, I mean, why would you smoke when you have babies? Okay, this is just no-brainer. So C, why is drinking alcohol before driving considered dangerous? Okay, because alcohol slows brain activity. Okay, because it slows your brain down. So you are unable to react to danger. Okay, because your brain is slow, you cannot react. If there's a person on the road, you cannot see them, you cannot react in time, so you crash. Okay, so don't drink and drive. Okay, don't drink and drive. Okay, anyway, so you know what? I think I'm gonna stop here. I will, there's not much now. There's only one more question left. So next week we will jump into chemistry, which is the particle theory thing. Okay, so as you know but chemistry will be slightly easier already, so it's not as change in looks. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. But I'm afraid your teacher might maybe she won't give marks for that because when it comes to science, you have to be very specific. Okay, so anyway, do you have any question? If there's no question, I think I will stop here. Okay, I will see you next week. Okay, so have a happy Friday and weekend. Okay, I'll see you next week. Good night. See you. Bye-bye.